is cosmetics, royal jelly. It's kind of like almost the same price as gold, per ounce kind of thing. It's ridiculous. But the amount of royal jelly that goes into cosmetics, where women are paying like hundreds of dollars or thousands of rands or whatever, pounds, whatever the case is, for a 50-gram jar of this stuff with royal jelly in it. It's probably got 0.01% of royal jelly actually in it. But you know what? It is that potent. It's what creates queens out of workers. And that's what they get fed on for the entire span that they're in the larvae, the egg and larvae stage. Whereas there's a difference between workers, they only get it for 2 or 3 days. Queen bees get it the entire time. And the production of a queen, let me give you an example of the power of a queen bee, right? She has one mating session, right, in her life. It doesn't mean she only mates once. She can mate anywhere from 20 to 50 times. In other words, 20 to 50 different males can mate with her in her flight, mating flight. If you can get video of this on YouTube, it's phenomenal to see that. But it's a phenomenal thing to see. Okay. But why I'm telling you about this is that they do it in flight, which is powerful enough as it is. It's pretty remarkable to be able to get it going, get it on in flight. But and funny enough, the drone actually dies after that scenario, which isn't really pleasant for him. But hey, it's kind of his only job. So I suppose it's a pretty good way to go if you think about it. If you manage to catch the queen, that is. But yeah, she can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day in the peak season, right? And that mating flight that she goes on in those 2 to 3 days, and those 20 to 50 mating connections, if you like, every one of those sperm that gets transferred over gets stored in her body for the rest of her life. Okay. And she can choose between whether there's a male egg or a fertilized egg or an unfertilized egg. She chooses herself whether she uses the sperm in an egg or not. And that generates obviously different kinds of bees. The drone, which is the male, or the worker, which is the female. Okay. And obviously there is only one. This is also quite interesting. South Africa is the only honeybee, at least anyway, in the world that can actually, the worker bee can actually lay both eggs as well. And that's one of the reasons why the capensis is what it's called. Subspecies is the capensis has become a pest in the northern part of South Africa because they can invade the Scutellata species and actually infest it basically by creating inside. They compete with the queen, the Scutellata queen, by laying eggs themselves, which then can come out as workers. And basically, it's almost like a cancer, like a virus, like an alien coming out of the womb of the hive is this new species of bee that shouldn't be there in the first place. Anyway, back on to the industries, right? So at our shop, we make creams, we make beard balms. So cosmetic industry is huge in terms of what you could do with bees. If you have beeswax, when you have beeswax, it's pretty much, it's got value to it, okay? A lot of people throw that away. Beeswax has got a lot of value to you and to the bees. You can either recycle it in the bees by using it as part of your baiting, swarm lures in your catch boxes and things like that to lure more colonies in the swarming season. You can filter it and you can make cosmetics out of it, balms, lip balms, hair cream, wound salves, whatever you like out of that. We do talk about this on some of our courses, and going to be talking about a lot more in future. Watch this space. Honey, in terms of health and medical, a lot of stuff comes out of the beekeeping industry as well. So we've got royal jelly, we've got propolis. Propolis is a powerhouse for antimicrobial activity, okay? It's used in a lot of medicines. You can make tinctures out of it. It's just a phenomenal antimicrobial, substance inside the hive. Beeswax itself, again, as I say, is used a lot in creams and salves. It's also, interestingly, it's used in a lot of coating. So it's used in coating of foodstuffs, which I don't think many people know that, but you can look that up on Google. It's also used, how do you like this one? It's also used in the gun industry. Question mark, question mark, right? I'm not going to give that one away, but I kind of have. But yeah, it's used in the gun industry. The other thing that medical helps, obviously, honey is pretty good. You know, what else have we got in the hive? We've got venom, right? Detox. Everybody knows about Botox. Well, what about Betox? You know, it comes from the venom, makes everything enlarged and inflamed. There are some people now that are actually using bee venom in creams themselves, of, you know, within scientifically lab-generated kind of products. I wouldn't go and do that on your own. But funny enough, a little known industry here, which can be really lucrative, is harvesting bee venom for that industry, right? So when people talk about bees, oh, they're only making honey, man. You know, they only make honey, and maybe they pollinate a few plants, you know, and they sting us. No, they don't, because the power of bees is just that phenomenal. Okay. So we were on bee venom, right? Yeah, it's quite a process. It's no wonder it costs a lot of money. I haven't done the numbers in relation to harvesting venom versus royal jelly, but both of those are quite, they're tough things to go after, but they're rewarding. So, you know, that's why I say it's the best fit for you is part of our discussion today, is what is going to be the best fit for you. You've got to do the numbers. I'm doing the easy work. You've got to do the hard work here. I'm pointing you in the direction. I'm aiming the arrow. You're the one who's got to hit the target and go for it. Okay. What are we talking about?